Hello guys, it's Puerto Rican and today I have another amazing pistol from HK and this is the VP9 Tactical. We know that HK make really good guns and they have a great reputation, and they decided to make a comeback with the VP9 after waiting a long time since they released a striker fire pistol. The frame of the VP9 is really similar to the predecessor, the P30, but I believe the VP9 shines because of the grip modularity. You can have some different backstrap to fit the swell of your hand, but what makes this pistol so great is that you can change the side panel of the grip, which allow you to really customize this gun to your hand, no matter if you have big, little or medium sized hands. Doing this on the VP9 or VP9 Tactical HK to the ergonomics to another level, and this is one of the reasons why this pistol is so amazing. On the same note, the grip, the texture is really good and comfortable. On the same note, the grip have a really nice texture, and when you combine that texture to fit your hand with the side panels and the back strap, this pistol is perfect for any hand. I think the VP9 could have some more aggressive texture on the grip. Even I'll prefer a little more texture. That's fine for most people. Like the USP9 or the USP45, the HK VP9 or the tactical version have some paddles to release the magazine. Like most pistols, like it's a magazine release button, but this has some paddles that you push down and the magazine will release. Most people are not used to this magazine release, but if you practice, you're gonna become proficient with your pistol. And no matter what pistol you have, every pistol have a different or slightly different magazine release. The magazine release sometimes hard to get, sometimes easier to get, but if you practice with your pistol and the pistol that you're gonna use for self-defense, EDC carry or for duty carry, you will get really proficient with it. The HK VP9 have some steel magazines. These are the same magazines that you can find on the P30. This is a steel magazine. It has a rubbery base plate that is really nice. I did some speed reloads out there with these magazines and they took a bit, and at the end of the day I just wiped the rubbery plate and they look just like new. Also, the HK VP9 magazine have those dots in the back that will tell you exactly how many rounds are in the magazine. Most pistols don't come with this feature. They only will tell you 5, 10, 15 rounds, or they will have indicator when the magazine is full, but having the option to see every single round that is on the magazine, it makes it really easy to track how many rounds are inside the magazine. Sometimes you can say it's a drawback from the VP9 magazine is that if you compare some other full-size pistols, I have the Glock 17, this one has 17 rounds. These are 17 rounds, I get 15, and these are about the same size. Something that I heard before is that the HK does not build the pistol based on the magazine count. They just build pistols with great ergonomics and they put all the rounds that they can inside that pistol. The trigger of the VP9 is a nice trigger, but there are many triggers on different striker fire pistols that are better than this one. Here you can see you have a relatively long pull. You got to the wall and break. You got some trouble there after the reset and break. The trigger is around 5.5 pounds. It's a little bit of a long travel for this trigger. It is a really good trigger for being a striker fire pistol. It's only single action. HK is really popular for having double action, single action guns, but this is a striker fire and it's only single action. The size that I have on this HK VP9 Tactical are night sight that are super easy to see during the day and during the night. I have no problem hitting the target and I was able to find the following shot really fast. The sides are not really chunky, they're more like a little bit skinnier and sharp edges, and this will allow you to get your target acquisition, and at the same time it will let you see around. If you have chunky sights and you're really focused on it, you will not be able to have more sight vision that you will like. The slide catch lever on most H&K pistol is a lever that is gonna extend all the way to the back of the pistol, and they usually chunky, really long, that in some cases it will get on the way when you're gripping the gun with your support hand. On the VP9, they accomplished to have the catch lever inside the pistol extended to the back, making it super flush right there. In my experience, in the way I holding the pistol, my thumb of my support hand was landing right there where the slide catch was located. I was having trouble having the slide of the VP9 locking back. If this was my everyday gun, I will practice and adjust my grip so this does not happen to me. But my EDC carry, like I talked in some other videos, is the Glock 19 or the 6 Hour 365. This slide catch is ambidextrous, so on the other side you're gonna have that slide release right here. It's nice and flush, and it's a lever that go all the way back. So if you are a lefty or you're trying to release the slide with your index finger, you're gonna have that lever on the other side of the pistol, and that will help you. Also, a new feature that will you find on the VP9 or the VP9 tactical version are the charging supports, and these are some plastic knobs at the end of the slide that you can take off or leave it there if you want them. In case your hands are sweaty and your hands are slipping a little bit on the slide, you will have that lever at the end to manipulate your slide. For me, when I took this pistol to a range and I was shooting for a couple hours, I started sweating. If you're from Texas or you're being in Texas, summers here get really hot, and it was hot. I think these ears look a little funny to me, so if I will use this pistol every day, I might take them off, but since this is a range gun, I will just leave it there because sometimes I find it a little bit helpful. You will also have a fire pin indicator on the back of the slide that will indicate when the gun is cocked and ready to go, and at the same time when the gun is not ready to go or is not cocked, that red fire pin is gonna go away. Since this is the VP9 tactical version, you will have the threaded barrel, and this will be a nice little feature that will allow you to add a compensator or a suppressor. But you will need to take note that to take this thread off, it's gonna be to the opposite way of most of the pistols or threaded barrels that you can find on the market. Now, to take the VP9 apart, you will need to lock the slide back, then you will need to take this takedown lever down, you will hit the slide release, and the slide is gonna go forward without pulling the trigger. And if you pay attention, you don't have to pull the trigger. Since you are not pulling the trigger, you will be adding a level of security, and this is never too much to have. The VP9 have no safety on the slide or on the frame. The only safety that you're gonna see is gonna be the trigger safety. So you're gonna have to engage the entire trigger. The gun is not gonna go off. If you engage the entire trigger, the gun will go off. So in my opinions, I think the VP9 felt really good when I was shooting it at the range. I think the side panels and the back strap together made this gun super ergonomic to any hand possible. Also, when shooting at the range, when you aim, it feels really natural. The angle of the grip make it really easy to grab the gun and just go and shoot. If you have a Glock or any other pistol with a more intense angle here, you will have to angle your hands a little bit forward so you're able to aim where you want to shoot. Also, it was free to manipulate the gun. You had your back serration, and then you're gonna have your front serration to do your press check. And I think it was really helpful to have these charging supports. When I took the VP9 to the range, since it was above 100 degrees, I was sweating a lot, and having those charging supports helped me to have that extra grip and rack the slide back. The only little thing I have to mention is when I grip the gun, the way I do it is not necessarily the way you grip the gun. I hit the slide release and I was not able to get the VP9 slide to lock back. I was a little more complicated to do those fast reloads when the magazine was empty, because I had to change magazine and I had to rack the slide again and then go ahead and shoot. To me, this is not a big deal, because if I was to use this gun every day for EDC carry or duty carry, I will adjust my grip to avoid this problem. But since this is a range or fun gun, I didn't have to do that, so I had no complaints about that. The HK is really famous for the reliability and the quality of the pistols, and the HK VP9 Tactical was no exception. I run like 500 rounds through this VP9 Tactical specifically, and I have not a single issues but the slide not locking back, and that's my error. Also, if you watch some more reviews, you will see that almost nobody have issues with this pistol, and my VP9 was not the exception. The price for this gun is not a bad price. The MSRP is around $719. The street price for this gun, I think you can easily find one for $500 if you go ahead and buy a used one or anything like that. I have a blast shooting the HK VP9 Tactical at the range. This is a pistol that I would highly recommend. If you want to have some fun at the range, the VP9 Tactical is a pistol that I would highly recommend for you to pick up. Also, you can throw a suppressor right there and will make it even more fun. This is all I have to say about the VP9 Tactical. If you like this video, please hit the like button below. Please subscribe and see you till next time.